behind it? How do I know what I'm supposed to do? The question that you really should ask is, how do I know why I'm here? Because when you know your why, your what becomes more clear and more impactful. If you know, like for instance, people know that I do comedy, but that's what I do. My why is to inspire people to walk in purpose. So I can do comedy, I can write books, I can be in a movie, because all of it is motivated by my why. In fact, I have a new web series out called Michael Jr. Break Time. We probably just did the 6th episode. It's on YouTube. So every single Wednesday at 3 o'clock, we drop a new episode on YouTube of Michael Jr. Break Time. What it is it's me. I travel around the country and I do stand-up comedy, in case you didn't know. And in the middle of my comedy set sometime, I'll stop and just talk to my audience. And we've been filming this, and it's pretty cool. So we're in Winston-Salem. I'm going to show you a clip from Winston-Salem. And I'm just talking to this guy in the audience, and he tells me that he's a musical instructor at a school. So I was like, all right, you're a musical instructor. Can you sing? Let me hear you sing a song. So this is what happened at the last episode of Michael Jr.'s Break Time. Check it. So you're a musical director. Cool.
Yes, sir.
All right, so let me get a couple bars of like Amazing Grace. Can you do the first part of that? Go ahead.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
Okay. Here's what I want you to catch. The first time I asked him to sing, he knew what he was doing. The second time, he knew why he was doing it. When you know your why, your what becomes more impactful because you're walking towards or in your purpose.
Hey y'all, what's up? It's me, Jada. I'm back. Well, I can't really say I'm back. I guess I can say I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. And ironically, it feels kind of strange saying it because I've recorded a video on this topic a couple times, right? And one lesson that I recently was taught that when it comes to like speaking from your spirit, or when it comes to just speaking naturally or speaking with your authentic gifts or whatnot, it's kind of best to just flow with it. And it's kind of best to not kind of repeat yourself over and over and constantly trying to remake the video over and over, because I was told that it gets watered down. And I was just thinking like, wow, I get it. But at the same time, my spirit said, when you're ready, you will present the video. When you're ready, you will present the content. When you're ready, you will speak. When you're ready, you will place a boundary down. It's all about when you're ready. And then I was thinking to myself like, well, I just made a bunch of videos and stuff. And then I just decided not to post them, to delete them. I felt like I was going the wrong direction. And then I told myself that, that was practice. Okay. You made a couple videos, took a long time filming it, editing it, uploading it. You decided not to go with it. Good practice. You film some content and realize, I don't want to start my channel off this way because then it's going to go in this direction, and I don't see myself doing that in the long run, or I don't feel like I'm being guided to do that, to be honest. It's a lot of stuff that I want to do, but I don't feel like I'm guided to do it, at least not now. Spirit said, you need to come sit down. Okay? Like I say, like even there were some videos I filmed where I was just cussing it. And if you know me in real life, you know that that's like one of my little flaws, one of my things I have an issue with. And it's like, it's bad to a point where, someone has to like call you out on it and be like, come on, bro. Like, that's a lot of cuss words. But I've gotten a lot better with it. So it's like now, because it's something that I personally want to change, I had to hold myself accountable for it. There's videos I filmed and I was just like, yo, I can't post this. It's like, it's not even that it's not even that it's a lot of cuss words. It's just the fact that I told myself that I was going to change. I told myself I was going to polish myself. Now, I never sit up here, I'll be like, you know, I can't be like everybody. I can't be lying to myself. I'm not going to sit up here and say, I'm going to remove every cuss word out of my vocabulary. You know why? Because that's not where I'm at right now, okay? Honestly, it's just like, that wasn't the thing. Like, one of my goals was to polish the way I speak. I don't need to be squeaky clean now, because then I take the authenticity out of it. Then I'll take my character kind of out of it, right? And just leading into the topic is just talking about why. What is your why? And when I say what is your why, that's not necessarily you feeling though you have to explain everything you do. Because I'm in a place now, kind of like restarting over my healing journey, where it's just like, I'm not about to explain every single thing. Spirit said we done enough of that. That whole you explaining yourself was only a portion of the healing journey. I did not tell you to go out here and start explaining everything and anything, because one, everyone don't want to hear it. Two, when you start to over explain yourself or constantly explain yourself, inside your mind you're like constantly, it's like having a piece of candy and unwrapping it like over and over and over, and it's like, how many times can you unwrap that candy? There's no more wrapper on it. And then you're overthinking it. And then it's the little things, that you're just like, you're overthinking it. Naturally, I can go very deep when it comes to like anything. Just random, you know, and it's just like, at the same time, my spirit said that's cool and all. It's actually very interesting that you can shift your mindset into thinking that deep. But at the same time, spirit said you can't afford that right now. You don't have the time and you don't have the energy. You don't even have the mental space to be going that deep into stuff. So when we go back to the question, what is your why? And this is a great way to start kick everything off, is because it sets the guideline. For me personally, I had to make this video because I know I was going to have to come back to this video. At some point in my journey, I'm going to get very, very uncomfortable. Because it's like, I'm choosing to open wounds, or I'm choosing to look into stuff that's just like, I was just kind of always curious about that. I'm choosing to heal parts of myself that people told me was never going to be healed. I'm choosing to heal parts of myself that I told myself I was never going to heal that. I was going to be fine with it. Because I'm choosing to kind of trigger. It's like to kind of trigger, to heal, and then kind of educate other people on stuff that's just like, you never paid attention to that? What is your why? That was the question. That was the ultimate question. And like I said before, is I'm kind of going to pick back up. Sometimes if I go off on a tangent, what I'm going to start doing is just pausing and then going back to where I was at. So that way I'm not all over the place mentally, right? So it goes into the what is your why, because I know that at some point I'm going to kind of relapse in a sense. I'm going to get into a space, and I know it's going to be mental. It's going to be mental, and then because it's mentally affecting me, and I'm, you know, I can be mentally confused about something, and then confuse my mental confusion with my emotional confusion. And next thing you know, emotionally I'm all over the place, and mentally I'm all over the place. Whole time, spirit just sitting there like, well, you didn't come to me and ask me for help. Your brain and your heart going back and forth, trying to make a decision, and your spirit just sitting there just like, what is so hard about this? The last season you was in, we already figured this out, remember? We already came across this issue before in life. So I don't understand what the confusion is. You're having financial issues because you realize that you have to pay for something and you don't have enough for it. Well, you done been through this about 20 times in life. Every single year you come to the same situation. I don't know what is the brain and the heart going back and forth with each other for. We already figured this out. go back, rewind your mind back to that situation and bring it to the present moment. And that brings me into my first thing about one of my whys. And before I get into it, this video isn't going to be very long because I don't feel the need to like share all my whys. But I have my journal and I actually just go step by step when it comes to this process. You know, ain't no point in jumping from there to there to there, losing your mind and going back there, coming back here, going back there. It's fucking exhausting, especially when you've been doing it for years and you probably haven't even noticed that like it's taking a toll on your body. Kind of, you thinking you've been so focused on your mental and emotional that you ain't even realize that your physical body has been taking a toll on it, kind of. But the first reasons of one of my whys is that I really, just out of curiosity, I want to understand, like get a deeper understanding of the body, getting a deeper understanding of like Earth and everything that's going on here. And then somehow, some way, my spirit said, that is truly how you're gonna get to know God. And then my spirit said, you know what else would be cool? If we can communicate it. Because somehow, some way, I'm one of those people, I'm not necessarily a visual learner. You can show me something 100 times and I might still mess it up. But for some reason, I'm like I want to say an audio learner, but that's not the word. It's another word for it. But I'm one of those people who I learn better by hearing. It's like weird, and part of the reason is because like I actually value the traditional teacher-student type of relationship. You know, where someone have to actually teach you something. It takes longer, it's more tedious, it's kind of annoying, but that's better than you showing me a video and saying, hey, put it together like that. So I'm just like, okay, this is kind of boring though. I don't have to really use my brain, you know? So the reason why, like, so then my spirit said, let's communicate the message. Not only because it's like you can sometimes you feel like you don't know the answer to something, but once you speak it out loud and get it out of your damn head, oh, it makes so much sense. You just like, oh, it's just like, say if somebody can constantly, they hurt your feelings over and over and over again, and you just like, I don't like the way this feels. You're thinking to yourself like, you're thinking to yourself like, dang, I hate when they do that. I hate when they do that. It puts me back into this place. Say it out loud. Say to yourself, I hate when they do that to me. And don't hold back. If you feel like, if you say it and you feel like you gotta cry, let it out. For me, I say it, mine's come off with aggression. And it's because that's one of my emotions that I suppress over and over and over and over again. So when I say, oh, I hate it when they do that, it never comes out like, I hate when they do that to me. Back in the past, when I didn't suppress my anger, that's how it came across. But now that you suppress it so much, you suppress it's like certain emotions you suppress that when it comes out, it just comes out how it is. And before I get back to what we were talking about, same thing goes for happiness, what some people don't pay attention to. If you constantly suppress your happiness, when you finally got a chance to be happy, it's going to explode. And when y'all probably like, ooh, an explosion of happiness, like, it sounds great until it ain't. Because if you know anything about manic anxiety and depression, you know there's a polarity to that. And the polarity is like an explosion of happiness. And it's like, but in actuality, some scientists or some, you know, psychotherapists or some psychologists will say that it's to a point where some people can say, oh, you have ADHD or you have ADD or you have like all this hyper energy in you because you done suppressed your happiness for so long. Where were we, Spirit? Oh, so I pretty much was saying that it's like I wanted to get like a deeper understanding of people and like the things that we do, and it's like how I want to do it. I want to start from the beginning, kind of, not the very beginning, like from the existence of time and how man is made, like not like that. You know, I get it, you know, but I want to start with like just the inner work. let's start with the inner work. You're gonna hear me talk about the outer work a little bit, and that kind of goes along the lines of taking care of the body, taking care of our planet. I want to start inside and then work our way outside. It's like it kind of goes into esoteric, like I guess you could say the just the components of how esoteric works. And then some people can say it might dibble and dabble into certain religious beliefs, and I don't know how to explain it, but it's like I kind of just want to touch on certain stuff and like reteach myself, because I am the source. If I am the actual source, then it's like, how did I go so long in my journey and I never referenced myself first? As soon as I got a question, I'm reaching out to somebody. As soon as I got a question, I'm looking up an answer on TikTok, YouTube, trying to find a book. And it's like, and if I'm being 100% honest with y'all, there's only a handful of times I actually went to God first. Because I'm not gonna lie, I was just like, okay, what was it? I was bow my head, put my hands together, say a prayer, ask for God to answer it, and then God comes through and he answers it through a source, when I can just go directly to the source and ask them. And that's why Spirit said, this is why we got to start from the beginning, kind of. And it's not, I said kind of, because it's like, once you kicked off your spiritual journey, you can't really go back. But it's like, go back to the point where you started going off track. Go back to the point where you started going into rabbit holes. Go back to the point where you started going into spiritual psychosis. What is the topic of this video? What is your why? Another reason why some of my whys is, I'm gonna quickly kind of go over them, is because I want to achieve, and I want to get that financial abundance that was promised to me. And not even financial abundance, excuse the hell out of me. I want to get that abundance of love. I want that abundance of wealth. I want that abundance of relationships, abundance of health. I want that abundance of like quality time between like people, things of the earth, nature, and God. Like for real. I want to build like, I want to be able to build like deep and intimate connections. And a part of the reason why, like, I have this thing where it's like I have like a lot of, like, majority of the relationships in my life been temporary. And it got to a point that once I was aware of it, I was just like, well, this is okay, this is fine with me. And then once I got to the bottom line, it's like, you like temporary to yourself. Like, how are you only showing up half the time for yourself? You don't have a deep, intimate relationship with yourself. You know? And then the things that is deep and intimate, you keep them between you and your shadow. Whole time your shadow like, show me off. I'm actually not that bad of a person. Your shadow, like, I mean, when I say person, I don't mean like it's an actual person inside of you. But it's like your shadow it's a spirit. It's a part of you. It's attached to your spirit, right? So your shadow just like, well, you can show me off sometime too. It's not like everybody can't see me. I might be hiding in the dark, but you'd be surprised how many people can see me. It's not like you cover me up very well. You can't see me, but everyone else can. How the hell did that sound? And then you got the nerve to be hiding your own shadow. It don't make sense until it makes sense. And then you just like, wow. Huh. Same for your higher self though. Your higher self is this beacon of light that you can't even see, but you still in the dark. Like, I can't see nothing. And your higher self is just like, how much fucking brighter can I get? I want to get brighter, but you won't let me ascend. Don't worry, I got some content coming. We gonna get right. We gonna get right, okay? So I also put down, I want to escape from this matrix. And when I say escape, I don't want to just up and like, I hate to say escape, but it's kind of like an escape. But at the same time, I don't want to just get up, do what I gotta do, and just dip out of here. Because I really could. But at the same time, Spirit said, it don't really work like that for you. So how about I plan an escape? And then bring some people with me. Whoever wanna come. Whoever wanna come, hey, we finna get out this bitch. I'm gonna say it like that, we finna get out. Cause look, it's not what it is. I mean, it was fun while it was fun while it lasted. Not gonna lie. And then everybody started exposing the matrix, and I was just like, look, I ain't saying I gotta leave, but My ride is coming at 10. That's all I'm saying. I also want to get aligned with like my authentic self. I kind of touched on this earlier, but it's just like you have, like, you know, it's so cliche to say now, but you have to do the inner work to really find out who you is. It's cliche, but I'm gonna be honest with y'all, that's all it is. You can go as deep as you want, and like I said, I'm gonna try my hardest not to go into any rabbit holes, because and then it goes into delusion, spiritual psychosis, and all this stuff. But it's like, at the same time, it's that simple. There's so many things in life that I have overcomplicated. There's so many things in life that we have overcomplicated. Like, come on, if you believe in God, let's be honest, do you really think he meant for it to be this hard? I made a TikTok about this, but do you really think, and I'm only laughing because we complicate like simple shit, like, you know. And then it made me realize that it really is, because it's a mental and emotional war. And then when you think about the spiritual wars that go on and the attacks you have, that's just one thing. Spirit said so many of these spiritual attacks have been blocked at. They've been blocked at. It's kind of disrespectful that you sit up here and blame it on a spiritual war. It's like, sweetie, it's a lot of people that, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of things that tried to get you. I've been protecting you since you was a child. How dare you sit up here and say, I've been getting spiritual attacks. They've been attacking you, but most of them ain't been hitting. They said that war that's going on between your brain and your heart is part of the issue. Spirit can't even get through to you. And at some point, Spirit didn't even try to get through to you because they was too busy at the door blocking the text. Like, I was gonna go in because, you know, it's starting to calm down on the outside, I'm gonna be honest. Eventually, your attackers got tired. And that's how strong your spirit team is. That's how strong your ancestors is. That's how much God love you. And you sitting here like, it's your heart and your brain. Common sense. But it's not. Common sense is not, it's not that common. And it sucks to say it, but it's really not. Because what common sense was a couple years ago, it's not the same no more. Especially because our generation is not the same no more. Mentally and physically, we are going through a war within us. And then all this stuff that's going on with our food, and we just now finding out about it. And then for people of you in my generation, you just like, bro, I've been eating this for years. I just started changing my diet over the last couple years. It's like, and it's one thing to cleanse your body of all that stuff. That part is not gonna be as hard. But cleansing your brain from all of it, it's like, yo, everything is a lie. I put fulfilling my inner child's goal, but fulfilling my inner child's goal is literally, it's just the whole YouTube thing in general. I can go on and on about it, but I'll probably talk about it in a vlog. But literally, since I was a child, you could not tell me I wasn't supposed to be on no platform. You couldn't. A lot of people didn't notice because I was low-key shy. Okay, I'm lying. I said a lot of people didn't notice, but my family said they did, because they knew, like, I used to run around the house trying to sing or trying to dance or something, or trying to model, or I was just always doing stuff to kind of not be seen. But it's just the fact that I knew I was like a little inner diva, or like a little inner, like an entertainer, or somebody who was just, I love talking too. I just love talking. I love, you know, and it was something like when I was a child, that was my thing. Ain't nobody knew what I was gonna grow up to be. They just knew that eventually I had to be something that was like I'm here, what do you need? Like, you know, we just didn't know what. So when I started doing stuff, when I got older, I started gravitating towards careers and businesses that had nothing to do with that version of me. It was just kind of confusing, like, what happened to all that? That was your natural, like, you naturally was just, I don't want to say an entertainer, but you were just naturally entertaining. You were just naturally smart. Back when you were a kid and your brain wasn't filled with all these opinions, all this literature, all this stuff, you just naturally just was gifted. Even my dad would say sometimes, he said, like, when you was a kid, sometimes you'll just bust out and sing like some random songs. Sometimes you would say certain stuff that it'd be not prolific, but it would be kind of just like, you're a child and you speak so mature. You speak like you know life. Some people in my family would say, oh, you always had like an old soul. I didn't see it until I got older. Now I start hanging out with people my age, and I'm just like, I see what they saying because I'm bored as hell. Okay, it's like I'm having fun. Don't get me wrong. I'm turning up. But then sometimes I'm just like, this shit is like, there gotta be more to life. When I say more to life, I mean like I just want to chill. I don't want. I'm going off on a tangent, y'all. But if you're interested in getting to know a little bit more about me, then you can subscribe to the channel if you want to. I will appreciate it, but you can do what you want. And I will, like, I'm gonna have like mini vlogs and stuff up in there and talk a little bit about me. So I put on my list, one of my whys is that I wanted to create a legacy. I will create a legacy. I will create a powerhouse. I will make some change. And if I can't make the change, I guarantee I will spark at least one person's mind. Correction, Spirit said 3. I'm gonna spark at least 3 people's minds, and they're gonna make like they're gonna make some changes. The world is already changing, so I'm not gonna sit up here and not be grateful. A lot of stuff has changed. A lot of stuff is being exposed to us, but at the same time, a lot of stuff is changing. The process is it's not going as fast as we want. We having mass awakenings and mass deaths at the same time. So it's kind of like the energy of what's going on in our environment is very, very uncomfortable. But the energy will settle. It will. And change will be made. Like, I can't even explain it. Yeah. So, you know, obviously you want to help, heal, and guide people. That's kind of a given though. I can set that intention, but I won't force it. That's what I'm not doing. I'm not forcing this. Spirits here, just flow with it. Some of the guidance I got from others was just flow with it. Just be yourself. And at some point when it doesn't flow, you will feel the resistance. There's 2 different types of resistance I feel. There's certain resistance I feel where I feel like I'm being pushed. There's some resistance where I feel like I'm being pulled. And then there's other resistance where I'm completely blocked. It's ironic that the resistance I feel when I'm blocked, I stay trying to push through. I stay trying to pull stuff apart. And Spirit said, no, no, no. When you get that resistance and you feel the block, that's a complete no. That's an absolutely not. That's the big man said, no, we can't do that. That's a no. Tell her absolutely no. Don't even ask me about it. Don't even try to pray to me about it. I said no. Spirit said, when you feel a push, who did that? That's an obvious. It's like a joke almost. When you feel a push to do something, and you like, who, what the? Spirit said it's kind of a joke in the spiritual realm. They just like, yeah, go ahead. It's like just do it. When you feel that pull, that's a resistance too. Because they might be trying to pull you, say, hey, slow down. Just slow down sometimes. Sometimes when they pull you, they say, no, not yet, not yet, not yet. Go ahead, go ahead, but slow down. Like, not yet. And you just like, ugh. I would rather the resistance when I'm pushing and pulling, because it's like, that means that there's some movement going on. Versus when you go and it's like a block, it's just like, yo. And then your body said, I don't know about y'all, but when you're in a certain alignment, you will feel it in your body. God know I'm hard-headed, so he can't always communicate to me through people. You can't always send me messages, numbers, videos, because I'm hard-headed. I'm gonna be honest. My brain is like, I filled my brain. I don't want to say I filled it to capacity, but I'm constantly feeding my brain, not just with knowledge, but with opinions. So sometimes you can't get through to here. And then sometimes I'm still learning how to control my emotions. And I'm doing so well at it that it's like I'm getting tested. So God, like, you know, like watch the way she handle her emotions, because at any moment she can get too comfortable and drop her guard. And then I'm all over the place, right? So it's like God will, so what I was going to say was that when God, sometimes when Spirit or my ancestors or whatnot, they try to communicate to me, they'll do it through my body. Because when I stop and listen to anything, it will be to my body. When something is wrong with my body, it's like, I'm like, what's going on? I have a headache, what's going on? Call it dramatic. I'm always been dramatic since I was a kid. The only issue now is that I gotta find out how to use this dramatic part of my ego and put it towards use. I'm not gonna be honest, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I was kind of thinking about getting into acting. Just because it's a way to exercise that version of my true self. As soon as I get a headache, I'm like, what's going on? My stomach hurt. How come my stomach hurt every time I come over here? Something not right. How come my stomach hurt every time I eat there? Oh, something not right. I listen to my body. God said she won't, half the time she don't listen to that brain. She listens to her heart way too much. But I know how to communicate with this one. You messing with somebody, I told you, I don't know how, no, not right now. We're gonna shut some things down. We're gonna force you to fix some things, and then you're gonna think you trying to heal certain parts of your body. You can go to the doctor, they're gonna tell you, you're losing your mind, ain't nothing wrong with you. That's a communicate. Oh, okay, that's spirit. Then you gotta play it off like, what you mean ain't nothing wrong? Ain't nothing wrong with you. You're fine, you're healthy, you're a healthy baby. You're a healthy body. And then you gotta go back, you can't help but to laugh at spirit and be like, oh, I get it. I also want to just honestly just start developing my gifts. I mean, I'm not gonna touch too much on this, but if you found this video, then you're probably already aware that you have gifts. If you like me, it's like I kind of already know. If you know me, then you already know that I have gifts. But there's a lot of gifts I have that I try to act like they're not there. It's just like a big old elephant, and it's just like someone's like they're talking to me, but they're looking at that thing, and I'm just like what's going on? Yeah, I mean the weather. I love winter. I love it cold. Yeah, it's kind of chilly, but I love sweaters, hoodies, and stuff. What's behind me? That ain't nothing behind me. It's like one of those things. At some point, it's just like, yo, maybe if you just address it and talk about it to yourself, it won't be as awkward no more. Well, I don't know. Elephants are one of my favorite creatures in the whole world. So that's why it's kind of funny to me, because it's just like, even if there was an elephant there, maybe, my bad, my camera cut off. But what I was saying was that even if there was an elephant there, it's like, maybe I want the elephant there. It's so cute. It's so cute, but yet it can be very dangerous. Next point I was trying to make is I'm also doing this for my past, present, and future self. My past, present, and future family. My past, present, and future investments. My past, present, and future wellness or a state of health. It's not just for me, like it's I'd be lying if I said it was just for me. Is it something that I'm actually interested in, and I'm just giving it a try? Yeah. Would I be lying if I said I didn't want people to watch? Yeah. I don't mind if people watch. I got used to it. Watch all the way if you want. But just know, at some point in this journey, it's going to get uncomfortable. Not just for me. It's going to be uncomfortable for you too. Throughout my other healing journeys, throughout my other spiritual awakenings, and my time walking in this spiritual life, and in my past lives, the most uncomfortable ones are, it's like once you make it through the trauma, or once you make it through the healing, or just even starting it, I don't even want to sound so cliche, but it's such a like a breath of fresh air, low-key. It's such a, I don't want to say, it's not even water under the bridge. It's just one of those things. It's such a releasing type moment. Like, damn, I wish I can say something prolific right now, but it's like the most triggering things, or the most traumatic things, or just the most uncomfortable topics sometimes. It be the littlest thing that once you get clarity to whatever that thing is, life seems so much easier. That's when you get to that point in life when you just like, I don't care. Even if I'm just content. If I'm content, my finances looking right, my family's straight, I'm good. Once you get to that point, that's when you start realizing that, like, that's when common sense start making common sense again. That's when you realize, like, damn, I'm just in my feelings about this. It's not even that big of a damn deal. A lot of things just don't be that big of a deal no more. It be common sense. You at a job, you're not really feeling it, whether it's the physical part of the job, mental part, whatever. It's just common sense. So just go somewhere else, regardless of how long you've been doing it. Versus before you get to like healing certain parts of yourself, you think about a job and you just like, I don't know how to feel about it, and then you go into this rabbit hole of this and this and this and this and this and how this and this affects that, and it's like, yo. And then you're gonna go through all this just to get back to the point when I said, just leave. Just address this. Even if you don't want to leave, address this. Ignore that. It sounds so simple because life really isn't that complicated. And you know what makes life more complicated is the fact that there's other people and there's other beings that live in this world who have the same mindset as us, or who have a similar mindset as us. So we're going through all this mental confusion, and you have somebody else going through the same mental confusion, and y'all going back and forth with each other trying to figure out life. You're going to end up with a fucking chaos of confusion. But hey, what can we do? A lot. And that's kind of where this conversation starts. We start with our whys, and we come back to this topic. We come back to this video. We come back to our journal, because that's what I would advise you to do, to get a journal and write your own personal whys out. Or try to do like make a video. Or also you could in my iPhone, they got the voice memo thing. I love using that. Like when I'm having a bad day and in the moment I need to speak and I can't really speak to a person, I just record myself. Like I put my AirPod in and just talk, like almost as if like I pretend like there's a therapist there and she said spill the beans. And that's what I do. Act like God's your therapist, your spirit, your ancestors. Act like whichever loved one, say if it's a loved one that passed away and you just like, I just want to talk to them. Put that voice memo on and act like they on the other end. Act like they on the phone with you. It's gonna be awkward as hell when you first started, but once you keep going with it, it's actually not that bad. It's gonna feel kind of crazy, but you're not the only crazy one walking around this earth. You've seen America at its current state. Questionable, very, very questionable, but we're evolving, okay? We're gonna get better. Hopefully, we'll see. That's all I have for this video. So Spirit's kicking my ass. So I got a couple other videos I want to touch on today because I just really want to talk about them. So I'll see y'all in the next video, okay?